With another art lesson. I hope everybody is doing well. Today we're going to be making origami. I know many of you love origami. Here's my completed Ladybug. That is one of our origami sculptures for this lesson. For this lesson, you're going to need minimal supplies. You're going to need some recycled paper. This is just a grocery store ad that I got in the mail. What I'm working with here is just a grocery bag that I had in my recycle bin. So go through your recycle bin and find any paper that you're throwing out, especially paper that's really thin, like this newsprint is really good. Or if you have wrapping paper left over from an event or celebration, that paper is really good too. You're gonna need a ruler that's at least 6 inches long. You're gonna need scissors, and you're gonna need drawing material just to make a few measurements. If you don't have experience with a ruler or measuring paper, then you might need to ask a parent or an older family member in your house or household member to help you with this part of the project. Okay? All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is collect some materials here and get my drawing utensil. I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to flip this over to the blank side because it's a little bit easier for me to see my marks that I'm about to make. I'm going to turn to the inches side of my ruler, wherever that is. There we go. I'm going to line the edge of my paper up with the 0. I'm going to go over to the 6 here, and I'm going to make a mark. That's 6 inches across. And I'm going to do the same thing here, down a little bit. I'm going to line my ruler up at the 0, make a mark at the 6. I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to line those two marks up, those two measurements, and I'm going to draw my vertical line. Okay? And I'm going to do the same thing over here from the top. I'm going to take my ruler, line it up at the 0, make a mark at the 6, and same thing over here, make a mark at the 6, and I'm going to make a line that's horizontal. Okay, once I have that, I have a 6-inch by 6-inch square ready to cut out. And just so you know, traditional origami paper is 6 inches by 6 inches. You can buy origami paper on the internet if you wanted to buy it, or you can just make it yourself like we're doing. Now I can see right now that this edge is kind of really crooked. So I know that my origami sculpture might get a little frustrating at some point because my paper is not exactly square. But that's okay. We're just going to roll with it. We're going to have a growth mindset for this project. We know that origami is frustrating at times, but that's okay. We're just going to keep working on building our skills, and we're going to remember the power of yet. If you are not yet an advanced origami folder, then eventually you will be. Just got to keep practicing. So let's start with the easy fox. The skills for this origami is just fold. Just going to need to know how to fold, and we'll start with number 1. I'm going to put my paper in the direction that it tells me to. So it should look like a diamond and not like a square. So more like a diamond. I need to fold on the dash line, and I'm going to follow the arrow for how to fold. So I'm going to fold between these 2 points, and I'm going to be folding this point up according to this picture. It says to fold in half. So I'm going to take the bottom corner, fold it up to the top, and before I press this fold, I'm going to look at number 2. Fold on dotted line is what I'm going to do next, and I need to make sure that this looks like this. Yeah, it does. So I can press this down, and then I can move on to what I just read, which is to fold on this dotted or dashed line. So I'm going to fold here. The arrow tells me to take this point and put it down. Okay, this is what I think I need to do. To check my work, I'm going to look at number 3. And yeah, this looks like number 3, so I can go ahead and press that fold. This is where I'm starting to see how my paper isn't exactly square, and that's okay, because I made this paper myself. Okay, this one says fold corners up. I'm going to fold here on this dash line and on this dash line. That's 2 folds, one here and one here. The arrows are twisting up this way, like this, and like this. And what I'm going to do is look at number 4, and I'm going to ask myself, does this match number 4? If the answer is yes, I'm going to press my fold. If the answer was no, I would go back to number 3 and try again. Okay, number 4 says turn over. Whenever you see this curly arrow, you know that means to turn over. And I'm actually finished with this sculpture. So good job. You created your first origami piece for this project. You can draw a little face on him, and he is a happy fox. This is a good warm-up for those of you who are more advanced. Okay. If that was really difficult for you, I want you to try and do that again with a new piece of paper until it becomes easy. Then you can move on to the easy cat. If you're an advanced folder, then you should do these anyway as a good warm-up or a good practice. Okay? I'm going to skip the easy cat and let you do that one on your own. And I'm going to flip over now to the medium level origami, which is the medium dove. The skills you need for the dove are fold, crease, and inside reverse fold. Okay? The difference between a fold and a crease is that a fold is something that I'm going to keep in my paper. A crease is a fold that I will unfold, and that leaves a wrinkle in the paper. And I'll show you that in just one moment. So let's get started with number 1. Fold on dotted line to crease, and then it says to open. So when I crease something, I'm going to fold it, and then I'm going to open it back up. So the dash line is exactly where it was just a moment ago on our fox. It's in between these 2 points. And the arrow this time is telling me to fold this corner down. So I'm going to fold this corner down. And I don't have number 2 to check my work this time exactly. But if I look on number 2, I should have a wrinkle or a crease right there when I open back up. And I do. I have a crease going on my paper right there. Now I'm going to fold on the dotted line. The dotted line now is right here vertically. My arrow is going from right to left. So I'm going to fold on that line. Before I fold, I'm going to check my work on number 3. And yeah, that looks correct. Sorry, my camera keeps focusing here. Okay, the next instruction says fold point from left to right. So I'm going to take this point and I'm going to fold it this direction. In order to know where I should stop, I'm going to look at number 4, and it looks like the corner should stick out a little bit farther than this vertical line. So that's where I'm going to stop. And I'm going to look at number 5. Oh, wait, number 4 is where I'm at. Fold right point to the left. So now I'm going to take this right point, and I'm going to fold it just like I did before, except this time I'm going to the left. Now, I have to look at number 5 to figure out how far I should go, which this point sticks out just a little bit, so I'm going to stop right there. Okay. Open the flap to square. Fold in half along the dotted line. So the first thing I need to do is open this flap, and I should see a square, which right there it is. Okay. And then I need to fold in half along the dotted line. The dotted line is here. Okay, and I already kind of have a crease there. So I'm going to fold this in half. And I can tell my paper isn't exactly square here, but that's okay. So I'm looking at number 6. This should match. And so now I can actually fold my paper. Fold flap up on dotted line to make wing. Repeat on the other side. Dotted line is here. That's about right here. So I'm going to fold this up. And then it told me to repeat on the other side. Right there. Okay. Fold the left point. And this is the first part of our inside reverse fold. It's going to make your inside reverse fold easier. So what I'm going to do is take the beak of my bird here, the head of the bird, and I'm just going to fold it down like that. Okay. And then I'm going to unfold that, and make an inside reverse fold to create the beak. So this is a little tricky. So what I'm going to do is stick my finger kind of in there. I'm going to push this down. Okay. Kind of push that down. And I'm kind of stuffing the top of that in, and then pinching it closed, which unfortunately that didn't make a very good beak. Let's see if we can do that better. Well, my paper is not exactly square, so I'll show you a different one where it worked a little bit better. So what I did there is I pushed the inside down, pinched it, and I end up with a little beak right here. It works a little bit better with the thin paper. That was my problem. Okay, and at number 9, we're finished. And you can gently pull the wings out. And you have a dove. Beautiful. Okay, let's move on to the hard ladybug. Okay, if at this point you don't feel like your skills are advanced enough to move on to the hard ladybug, then go back, do the fox again, do the cat again, do the dove again, and when you feel comfortable, you can move on to the hard ladybug. Okay, I'm going to take another piece of paper that I made out of my grocery bag. I'm going to put it in the direction that number 1 says. And number 1 says fold on dotted line. So the dotted line is again in the same place it has been the past couple sculptures. Okay, this is a fold, not a crease, so I'm going to leave it in there. Number 2 says fold on dotted line. So the dotted line is right here. I'm folding from left to right according to my arrow. And that's a fold, so I'm going to leave it. And it should look like this for number 3. Number 3 has 2 pockets. Let's go back up here to our skills that we're going to need for our ladybug. We're going to need a fold, crease, a pocket fold, and an accordion fold. Okay, so now we're on to our pocket fold, which is right here. And whenever you see the word pocket, that's probably going to be a pocket fold. I have a pocket here, I have a pocket here. Open pocket is what number 3 says. So I'm going to open this pocket here. Number 4 says flatten pocket to square. Sorry, steps 3 through 7 cut out in my video. So let's go back to our number 3, open pocket. For this step, you're going to open the pocket, and to create the pocket fold, you're going to press down on the crease. And what you should end up with is a square. This will take some practice. Okay, flatten pocket to square, and then it says turn over, and we have our curly arrow. Okay, and then what you're going to end up with is another pocket. And the secret to getting this correct is to lift the pocket until you see triangles on either side and your pocket in the middle. Okay. Flatten this pocket by pressing down on the crease side. And at this point, the whole piece of origami should look like a square. Okay. Number 6 said to fold up top corner on dotted line. And that was this part here. Then I'm going to rotate for number 7. And that's where I folded down for number 8. Folded down both of these flaps. Okay, hopefully that filled in the gap that we were missing in our last video. So I'm gonna fold, I think it's easiest to fold backwards 1, fold up 1. I honestly don't feel like the accordion fold is necessary for this step, because all we're gonna do on number 10 is we're gonna tuck that in like that. Tuck the top corner inside pocket, fold sides back. So I'm going to fold here, and I'm going to fold here. I'm going to start talking quickly here because my iPad is dying on me here. Okay. Fold bottom corner back is my next step. So down here is the bottom corner, and I'm just going to fold it back so that I have more of a rounded ladybug. Okay. Fold wings on dotted lines. You're just going to twist these out like so. And then if I want to, just to clean this up a little bit, I can do another one of those inside reverse folds, which is where you push the corner in. And it just makes a neater little wing here. Okay. And there I have my finished ladybug. I can, of course, draw my dots on there. Okay. If you got frustrated during this process, then that is okay. I get frustrated too, especially with skills that I haven't mastered yet. And origami is one of those types of artwork that you can always grow. You can always get better. If you feel like you need to move on to more advanced origami, then maybe ask a parent to help you search for origami instructions on the internet. There are multitudes of them. Books are also available at the library if you have access to a library right now.